My husband says...
This is a challenge scene between Buntaro and Blackthorne. Buntaro feels then says that his archers and bow and arrow can kill more men than Blackthorne's men with the muskets, and it's a challenge.
Right post.
They try to get each other drunk because Buntaro is going to shoot the arrow and make the challenge, showing that he is so accurate with his bow and arrow. This scene was pretty difficult for any actor to handle because the archery equipment in that time was so large and cumbersome that it was really tough to handle. This scene was shot early on when we told the actor, please rehearse and get familiar with the bow and arrow, which he said he did. But we had a lot of difficulties putting the arrow onto the bow and stringing it and pulling it back. There was take after take that he fumbled with, and I think we finally got one, and then I had to do an insert of his hand to make it work. And knowing there was more scenes later to shoot with a bow and arrow, we said, why don't we get a master archer to teach Buntaro how to handle the bow and arrow. So in the sequence that we do later on the streets, we felt that at least he would be more familiar with the equipment. And if not, we would have the master archer double Buntaro in the scene that we would shoot later. So we were protected because the actor was taking the lessons, and we'd also have the teacher there.
Please tell my consort I would like the arrows left in the post forever.
A couple of months later, we're on the back lot in Kyoto, and we were shooting the arrow attack. By now, we had hoped that Buntaro had learned how to shoot the bow and arrow, but we also had the archer ready as a double. Again, it's very difficult to handle his bow and arrow, I've got to tell you. So the actor did have trouble, and in order to make the scene work, I said, well, all right, bring in the master archer, and we'll use him to double Buntaro. Around the corner, here comes a double that looked just like Buntaro, except he was 80 years old. Even though I wasn't shooting his face, I did have to film his hands, and his hands were in good shape. So we had him pull the arrow out of the quiver, slip it into the string, and fire. And the first time he did it, believe it or not, he was holding the arrow and he shot the bow. It seems very funny. In fact, it was funny. That shows you the difficulties of the bow and arrow scenes in Shogun.